I didn't come super prepared this morning, but I knew what I wanted to say. And if you just trust the Lord, He'll give you the words, especially when you're speaking. So, devotion today is about how God looks at our hearts. He knows things long before we know them. He knows our thoughts. We can't keep any secrets from Him whatsoever. So, in Psalms 44:21, it says here, "Shall not God search this out? For He knoweth the secrets of the heart." He knows everything. I wasn't planning on this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to give you all a little backstory about me. I was raised in church. I had good parents, good grandparents, taught me the Bible. But He knew a long, long time ago that eventually I was going to go through some struggles and consider turning my back. When He took my daddy from me less than 8 months after taking my mother, that's when I felt it. You know, you watch movies, you see people out in the world, and you wonder, how can they turn their back on God? How can they just turn around and blaspheme God? And, you know, I felt that when He took my daddy. I felt that rage. I was too afraid to do it. Thank you. Too afraid to do it. I do have fear for the Lord. But He knew how I felt in my heart. He knew the pain and everything I felt. But He also knew that it wouldn't take long for me to come back, to feel sorry for having these thoughts of just anger towards God. How could you do this to me? You know, He knew I would repent. If my daddy had been around when I was having that thoughts, boy, would he have had a lot to say. He'd have pulled out the Bible in a minute and said, "No, ma'am," you know. But He knew what was going on, and He knew a long time ago I would go through that and struggle with it. I was so mad I wouldn't even talk to the Lord. I refused to pray. I refused to thank Him. I had nothing to say to Him. But He knew that my heart kept constantly saying, no, 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 no. It was my head that was being stubborn. So when I felt, you know, convicted in my heart to repent for it, I had a lot of praying and asking for forgiveness for that to do. And I believe the Lord is very patient with us because He knows where our hearts are once we're saved. He knows our good intentions. He knows if we're doing them for attention out in the street or attention on Facebook, you know, or if we're doing it in secret. Like how He said, what you do, I can't remember the exact verse. Whatsoever you do, let not your left hand know what your right hand's doing. You know, we're to do it in secret, and the Lord blesses us openly. But as far as Him knowing our hearts and our thoughts and everything, Psalms 37:4 says, "Delight thyself also in the Lord, and He shall give thee the desires of thine heart." That's because He knows what's in our hearts. He knows our desires, wants, needs, and He fulfills them if we just put our trust in them. Now, Proverbs, if you've never read Proverbs, I highly recommend it. Proverbs 21:2 says, "Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts." So if we're out here doing good and helping people, but it's only for show, He knows that. I only wrote down the first part of this verse. Let's see, let me get over here. Also in Proverbs 15:26, the first part says, "The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord." The entire verse says, "The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words." We can speak goodness all day long, but if our hearts ain't right and we're having, you know, wicked thoughts, He knows that. Still in Proverbs 16, verse 5, the first part of this: everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. So don't think you can keep any secrets. He's going to know. Proverbs 20:11 says, even a child is known by his doings, whether his work be pure and whether it be right. So just keep in mind, no matter what we do throughout our daily lives, no matter how often we come to church, it's like Brian said last week. He knows if you're coming just for show, to be seen. You know, he knows everything. So don't think you can hide from the Lord and hide behind good works, because when you get up there, you're still going to have to answer for him. So, praise team, are y'all ready?